Come on in, y'all. Let's talk about the most haunted cemetery in Bristol, Tennessee. This is East Hill Cemetery. Now, this cemetery got a very unfortunate start back in late February of 1857 when it received its first burial of a girl named Nellie Gaines. And Nellie was sadly only 5 years old. Shortly after her passing, her family packed up and moved to Texas, but her father came back in 1887 and built a shed above her grave. Well, after time went on, that shed soon, decayed and rotted away, leaving only a rock as a marker and a tree. But that tree, that poplar tree, had a very special tale behind it on how it allegedly got there. Folklore has it that the man that was taking the wagon with her casket on the back had picked up a poplar tree branch and used it to get the mule going. And as soon as they buried the girl, he stuck that stick that he used to get the mule going in the ground as a marker, thus turning it into the only marker that she had on her grave. After everything else just withered away. The cemetery also has the founder of Bristol. It has enslaved people's graves. It has unknown soldiers' graves. And there's a lot of those. And there's some generals in there as well as some very prominent people. One of the generals is named General Evan Shelby, and he was a Native American that fought in the Revolutionary War. He passed away in December of 1794, and he is buried in a cast iron grave site that's surrounded by a fence. Before this was an actual cemetery, it used to be hunting grounds, and these hunting grounds were the favorite of the general. Well, slowly as time went by, he started getting dementia, and people would find him wandering his favorite old hunting grounds. And then he passed away, and people still realized that he was still roaming his favorite hunting grounds, and it's said that he still haunts it to this day. Multiple eyewitnesses report seeing spirits of children in this graveyard. They have heard the laughter, heard them playing, and felt the rush of wind go by them as though the children ran right past their legs, even as if somebody brushed up on them. A man even reported a very long time ago that on a snowy day, he was at the cemetery visiting a loved one, and he heard the laughter and he heard the children playing, and he looked up to be being approached by 3 white figures. And these 3 white figures are said to still be witnessed on snowy days. Orbs have been reported in the cemetery just dancing around the headstones in the day and in the middle of the night. People have also reported seeing the Civil War soldiers around the unknown soldiers cemetery, as well as the enslaved individuals that are still resting there. Now, this story is a little strange, and it happened back around 2016 when a lady was going to the graveyard to find her great-grandmother's resting place. Well, see, she had searched all day long trying to find this spot where her great-grandmother rested, when finally she had just given up. She was disappointed, and she was walking back to her vehicle. Well, something caught her eye. When she looked up, there was a lady standing there with a pink gown on, pointing at a bush. And so this woman was walking up to this woman, and as soon as that apparition got close to her, it vanished as fast as it appeared. And when she looked down to where it was pointing at, it was at her great-grandmother's tombstone. And it was later on that she recalled that her great-grandmother had been buried in a pink gown. Well, that's enough for part 1, y'all. And the next story I'm going to tell you about this place is a love story that's set to still continue to this very day. If you liked this video, y'all know what to do over here. If you got a story of the cemetery yourself, let me know as well. And